In the news this week, unsupervised home abortion rules become permanent in England and Wales. A humanist head teacher fails in her attempt to ditch Christian assemblies. And in the US, a judge rules that a Christian photographer cannot be required to promote same-sex weddings. Hello. Unsupervised home abortions will become standard practice in England and Wales as a law making temporary COVID rules permanent has now come into effect. Women less than 10 weeks pregnant will still be allowed to take the pills required for a chemical abortion at home without medical supervision after just a telephone or video consultation with a doctor. But women are already reporting the dangers, including inadequate checks, controlling partners, and medical and emotional trauma. Speaking to GB News, Kirsty said she was coerced into an abortion, but the clinic did not conduct any checks or question her decision.
I didn't have any checks. They didn't even offer me a scan, so I wasn't even sure. I wasn't sure of what the dates anyway of when I first found out I was pregnant.
So you got the abortion pills. Just explain what the process was like when you took the tablets.
Terrible cramps for hours. And then once I lifted my blanket, I was saturated in blood.
A humanist head teacher's attempt to promote LGBT ideology over Christian values in her infant school has been quashed. Head teacher Jo Connor claimed pupils would be better served by the controversial pro-LGBT No Outsiders programme than a Christian slant to assemblies. But Hampshire County Council refused her application for exemption from the government requirement to hold Christian collective worship. The council's Advisory Board for Religious Education stressed the need for the school to adhere to government legislation, adding that any change to this could only be made by Parliament. It also pointed out that 34% of parents at the school identified themselves as Christian, the largest religious group. Furthermore, any parent had a right to withdraw their child from collective worship, but no withdrawals had been recorded by the school. An Australian woman has launched legal action against her psychiatrist for setting her on a pathway to drastic surgery to appear like a man. Jay Langadinos from Sydney started taking cross-sex hormones at 19 years old. At 22, she had her womb removed, only 7 months after undergoing a double mastectomy. Langadinos, who has returned to living as a woman, said Dr. Patrick Toohey knew, or ought to have known, she required further psychiatric evaluation once he noted her history of significant social phobia and depression. The detransitioner said that as a result of his negligence, she suffers complications from the loss of her breasts and uterus, anxiety, depression, and the need for ongoing medical treatment. As my unhappiness grew, I felt the cause of my unhappiness was because I was not male, so the answer was to change my body even more. It comes as the Scottish Government considers allowing children as young as 16 to self-declare their gender. And finally, a US court has ruled a Christian photographer cannot be compelled to promote same-sex weddings. Chelsea Nelson, based in Louisville, Kentucky, challenged a city law requiring her to promote same-sex weddings if she photographs, edits, and blogs on weddings between one man and one woman. But the court ruled that the so-called Fairness Ordinance cannot compel her to promote same-sex weddings, express messages which are inconsistent with her beliefs, or prevent her from publicly explaining her stance. District Judge Benjamin Beaton said, "The Supreme Court, like Orwell, has long recognised the risk that compelled speech may turn the writer, and every other kind of artist as well, into a minor official, working on themes handed down from above." Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.